So, as you find yourself into whatever position you've chosen to practice, to start your practice tonight in, so it could be seated, it could be lying down, just take that moment to take a slow inhale and a gentle sigh of your exhale as you arrive. As you feel your body land, your mind soften, and just take a moment to honour this time for you. Give yourself a smile for taking this time for you. And then feel every part of you release just a little bit more as you take a swallow, a sigh, maybe a head rock or roll, easing out any of that tension that's landed on you today. Feeling with every exhale your body deepening, releasing, softening. And just for these next few moments, as you breathe and you allow that breath to slow and deepen even more, body scan with your mind and with a curiosity of how does it feel, where in my body is letting go with each breath. So without a real conscious thought of, oh, I must relax my ... Just noticing where you had tension. And as you commit to that, releasing, that softening, where do you feel it? Gently let go. And as you do this, don't try to adhere to any structure of how you should be positioned or sitting. What happens if you really just let the body release? Each breath allowing you to sink down, slow down. Shed the armour. Until all you are for a moment is a big ball of softness with breath flowing in and out. Once your body is totally released of the day's surface tension and armour, we're going to start to awaken ourselves from within. As you next inhale from your tailbone all the way up to your crown of your head, slowly feel the body lengthen and grow. Feel the energy drawing up through the spine from your pelvis upwards. And as you exhale, feel your shoulders and your heart and your belly stay super soft. The inhale feels the energy growing through the spine, length being created between each vertebrae. But the exhale softens everything around it. And noticing how that feels different to when you first landed in your body this evening. Where our strength grows from within and the external can stay soft. Notice how that makes you feel. If you're sitting up, notice how that feels and the kind of posture you're sitting in. Just by following that energy, rising up and softening. And as you next inhale, take it your deepest breath yet. As you exhale gently and slowly sigh the breath from the mouth. Do this twice more. Still causing the body to grow from the inside, the strength rising on the inhale. The exhale, releasing, softening, feeling. Once you've exhaled this next time, hold the breath at the end of the exhale. Feel your body empty completely. In that hold, you can hold it for as long as feels comfortable. Take a moment to notice the tingling sensation of life flowing through you, the soft external, the strength that you're starting to engage with within. When it feels time, take an inhale, feel yourself grow, expand. Hold the breath at the top of the inhale, but try to not brace yourself. Hold the strength within, but maintain the softness, the heaviness in the shoulders, the arms feeling open. When you feel ready to release the breath, let it go. Hold it at the bottom. Feel into that space you've created. Again, resisting the urge to brace. And when you feel ready, inhale once more. Hold it at the top. explore with a curious sense of discovery where in your body, when you hold this breath, wants to tighten, where can stay open. When you're ready, release it. Once more on each hold, holding it at the bottom. Noticing the different energies between the holding at the bottom of the breath and holding at the top. Noticing how the body responds. When you're ready, inhaling it through. And as your lungs expand and your belly stretches open on this last inhale, feel that breath hold within you. Feel your heart open, your chest expand. But stay soft, not bracing. And when you feel ready, sigh it out. Let your breath return to normal. Give yourself a little wiggle of the jaw, and as you next inhale, roll your shoulders towards your ears. If you're laying down, slowly in the next couple of breaths, draw yourself up. As we roll out our shoulders for a few breaths, check in with how this feels. Allow the breath to be your guide to flow. Notice if one shoulder feels more awake than the other. Notice how the neck feels here, and as you roll it out for this next time, feel the body rise a little longer. And as you let those shoulders slide down the back of your body, let your head draw back and open the throat a little more. Exhale here. A long inhale, feeling that front body open, really focusing on maintaining a softness there. And as you exhale, rolling your chin down into your chest, let your shoulders roll forwards and find yourself into a little ball. Let the head hang heavy. Feel the shoulders rolling down as you feel the back of the body expand and lengthen. And in this space of breath, see if you can really soften your belly, soften your heart. Notice where the body goes when you allow it to fully let go. And then as you inhale, gently roll yourself all the way back up. Head comes up to neutral, and as you exhale, feel your right ear head towards your right shoulder. Feel that left side lengthen. And then with this left hand, place it so it hooks kind of over the top of your hip. And you're going to use it as like a lever. You're going to push it down into that hip so you feel this whole left side lengthen. You can take the right hand and pop it out to the side, but keep drawing this ear down towards this shoulder as you ease that left, kind of pushing into that left hip, left thigh. Really search for the length through that left side of the neck, more than kind of the left rib cage. Notice, so here with my curiosity, I've noticed my right thigh has started to tense. So everything is linked. It might not be anything to do with your left shoulder that's starting to grab. So be aware of that. Really push that left shoulder down, dropping it down away from that left ear. Breathe here. Depending on what you do each day will depend on how much tension you're holding here. And then really, really, really slowly rock the head slightly forwards. So you're kind of keeping it tilted, but you're bringing your chin towards your collarbone. Notice if there's any pull there, any space there being created. Breathe into that space. And then again, really, really, really slowly, gently tilt it back a little bit. And then with your breath, super slowly, just gently rock it. So tilt it forwards. And then tilt it back. exploring. And if there are any areas that feel like, oh lordy, there's a lot going on, hang out in those for a few moments. Stay with your breath. You might even start to kind of roll that left shoulder back a little more as you feel that left shoulder blade slide down your back body. I mean, if we just stayed here for the whole of the night, probably a hell of a lot of energy would shift within us. It's amazing what we hold in these muscles in our neck. Couple more breaths. You might find you can drop a little deeper. Notice if you're trying to escape anything. And then as you next inhale, gently let that left arm release and reach up towards the sky. And as you exhale, take it over that left ear. Maybe a proper sigh. As you inhale, scoop the chest up towards the sky as you open that left shoulder back a little. And as you exhale, fold over that right knee, reaching that left hand as far away from as you can. Let the head bow. Inhale, open it up. Flowing with your breath, heart opens, top arm draws back, feel your shoulder blades wrap round behind you. Exhale, float it all the way back forwards. Feel that left hip bone draw down, find that space. Inhale, open it up. And again, you can keep flowing. If flowing is your thing today, or if there's a space that feels like it needs a little love, it needs a little attention, hang out in that space for a few more breaths. Sending each inhale to those nooks and crannies. Maybe sigh it. But also get curious with where is the tightness and where's the power coming from and the softness being created. And then when you next inhale, slowly draw yourself up. Be prepared for a little bit of a head rush as you place your left hand down by your side, and we take that right arm, right hand, and root it into our right hip. Ooh. Then take that left ear and draw it towards our left shoulder, at the same time anchoring that right hand down. Feel your right shoulder dropping down. It's going to feel different on this side, so take a moment, feeling that left ear drawing down towards that left shoulder, at the same time pushing that right hand down to create that space. Breathe. Constantly looking for the spaces that can soften, as well as being aware of the spaces that kind of put on the battle armor. And then when you're ready, super slowly tilt the chin until it kind of comes towards your collarbone on this left side. Notice any pulling, any creation of intensity. And then again, super slowly, gently draw the head back. Notice how that changes. Lift the chin a little. And you can kind of rock it. Or you might find that there's a world of stuff hanging out there, and this might be where you want to sit for a few breaths as you start to work into these little spaces that maybe you didn't even know existed. And then when you're ready, as you inhale next, let that right hand reach up towards the sky and take that stretch fully through that right side as you reach that right arm over.
Inhale, scoop the heart up, open the chest. And as you exhale, fold it forwards, reaching it as far out forwards and to the side as you can. The inhale opens it up. And the exhale takes it forwards. And again, you can flow if flowing feels good and that's what's needed. Or if there's a need to stay and hang out in any part of this, go for it. Breathe into it, explore it in its stillness. As you really allow the body to start to talk a little more and unravel. And as you allow that right hand to draw forward this time, we're going to slowly bring our body round to the centre and let our left hand join us. Give your bum a little wriggle. Come to your fingertips. I call them like spidey hands. So your finger pads are touching the floor, but your palms aren't quite. And give your shoulders a little rock here. Keep the breath deep. Keeping the belly soft, the heart open, but at the same time breathing into your kidney region, feeling your seat bones drawing down. And slowly let those hands slide a little further away from you as you feel the body get a little heavier into the earth. Maybe let the head hang out, drop down. You might rest it on the floor. If you do get to that point, roll your shoulders out a little more as you create a little space. Maybe rock the head a little bit as you shift some of that stuckness that you've moved. Keep breathing through into the belly. Feeling those seat bones rooting down as you elongate through the back body. You might feel it expanding the hips a little here. That's cool. Just keep breathing into that space. And then let the hands release down, palms down to let it fully soften. A couple of breaths here. And super slowly, gently draw yourself out, peeling the hands back towards you. Roll the shoulders towards the ears, let the head raise last. And as you exhale, let those shoulders soften down. You might want to rinse out the neck one way and then the other. And as you've done that, as you next inhale, wing those hands all the way up towards the sky. Feel the chest lift. Take a look towards your fingertips. Feel that space being created ahead of you. And as you exhale, turn the palms to face forwards and gently draw the elbows down so they're in line with your shoulders for cactus arms. Feel your heart space expand as you draw those elbows backwards a little more with each breath. So you imagine you're kind of trying to reach those elbows towards the wall behind you. Feeling that spread across your chest, and you might feel your neck start to talk to you a little bit. And then as you exhale, keep those elbows where they are. Straighten those arms as wide as you can. And here, notice, are you tight, are you rigid, or can you keep that expanse as wide as it is, but soften the edges? Breathe into that space. Keep drawing those arms behind you. Keep those shoulders wrapping round. And then turn the palms to face down. Notice how that changes the shoulders. And as you exhale, draw those hands round in front of you. You're going to cross your right arm over the top of your left. And you're going to wrap your hands so that you come either back to back, or if you can for full eagle arms, you come palm to palm. So they do a little twist.
Keep your breath. Notice if your breath has changed whilst you've been fiddling with your arms. And then as you inhale, gently let your fingers rise up. And as you exhale, gently let your elbows draw back down. Keeping those hands as tight together as you can. Inhale, let the hands rise back up. Exhale, let those elbows draw down. This time, keeping the hands wrapped as they are. Inhale, point the fingers out in front of you. And this might start to pull on the backs of your shoulders. Breathe here. And then as you exhale, draw your hands back in. Inhale, release those hands. Let them raise back up towards the sky. Feel that energy grow all the way through the body. And as you exhale, elbows slowly draw down until they're in line with your shoulders. Cactus arms, feel that heart open. Remember, strong back, soft heart. Feel that energy grow up the back of your body, but keep the whole of your front body expansive, open. Breathe into that space. How does this posture make you feel? Does it make you feel powerful, vulnerable? What comes up from it? Breathe through it, ride through it, explore it. You might just be screaming at me because your arms kill. And then slowly let the arms straighten. Spread them wide, feel them wrap round. And then turn the palms to face down and notice how that changes your shoulders. And this time as you exhale, draw the arms in front of you, crossing the left one over the top of the right this time. And then wrapping them so those hands come back to back or palm to palm. Breathe here. Rock out the shoulders and neck if there starts to become tension. And then as you inhale, gently let the fingers raise up towards the sky. And as you exhale, draw the elbows back down, keeping the arms as tight as you can. Inhale, the fingers raise back up. Exhale, let them lower. This time, keeping them wrapped. Inhale, draw the fingers to face out in front of you. So they're away from you and you feel that kind of stretch into your shoulders. And then slowly as you next inhale, draw it back. And as you exhale, release it out. Inhale, let those hands rise all the way up. And as you exhale, float those arms back down. This time, clasp the fingers behind you. If you can, push the palms of the hands together. Feel your heart open. Feel that chest expand. Maybe drop the head back. And then just raise those arms a little. Lower them. Feel all those different elements. And then start to rock it out. You might dip one way and then the other. You might swirl a little bit. Move, dance with your breath. Feel into all those little spaces you've created. Keep the exhales deep and expansive. And then as you inhale, gently draw yourself up. Release those hands and take them out in front of you, landing them as you roll over your knees. And find yourself onto your hands and knees. And from here, just have a little rock. So we've been quite deep into our upper body. So just allow yourself to flow through it for a minute. Twisting, undulating, rinsing out anything that's shifted as you breathe. And then as you next inhale, come back to neutral, let your belly drop, let the head raise, tailbone raise, and feel that heart open. As you exhale, rolling super steadily. Navel draws in, back arches towards the sky, chin draws into chest, and you feel your shoulder blades part. And as you inhale, the belly draws down, shoulder blades wrap round behind you, crown of the head lifts. As you exhale, body returns to neutral. Feel yourself at the same time rooting into the palms of your hands, taking a little balance into your left knee. And as you inhale, reach out behind you with that right leg as you point those toes. Breathe into that space. Notice where your strength comes from. Feel for your breath. And if it's there for you, take the weight into the right hand and very slowly reach the left arm out in front of you. Keep activating that right leg, not letting it sag too much, but breathe and soften where you can. Make sure your wrist is soft, so the energy is flowing all the way to your fingertips, but nothing's dropping out. If it's there for you, you can then slowly take that left arm back as you bend the right knee and find a bind with your back foot. That might not be there for you, and if that's the case, stay in this kind of Superman pose. Breathe into that space wherever you are. And as you exhale, slowly return the left hand to the mat. Look over the left shoulder and take the right foot and place it behind you, rooting the ball of the foot down. As you inhale, let the right arm release to the sky as we open our heart for a modified wild thing. Really push into that ball of that right foot as you feel your hips draw forwards. And you might find it that you can draw that right arm across your right ear as you breathe into that space. Feel that lengthening through the right side. Shake out your head and neck. Feel for that breath. And then as you exhale, super slowly, release that right foot. Hover yourself back to place that right knee next to your left. See if you can do it without a humph. And then take that right hand, thread it underneath your left armpit as you lower your right shoulder to the mat. Let your head rest down. If this feels okay and you've got your shoulder fully on the earth, as you inhale, let your left arm reach to the sky as you open your chest. Breathe into your belly. If you want to, you can take that top hand and wrap it round behind you, kind of snuggling it into that right thigh, and breathe into that space. Soften your neck, allow your head to fully drop. Feel that shoulder blade constantly drawing round behind your back. Noticing where's holding, where can release. And then as you inhale, gently let that left arm reach back up to the sky. Feel that breath. And then gradually, as you next inhale, take that left arm and reach it out in front of you, as far away from you as you possibly can. Keep your hips above your knees. Let your right hand come and join your left. And then super slowly let your chest lower. Now you might find that you have to rest your forehead on the mat, or you might find you can fully let your chest drop down, let your chin reach out in front of you for full puppy. We're going to breathe here. Wherever you are, feel that heart melting down. Feel those shoulder blades wrap round behind you. Space being really created through the heart as you soften your front body. You feel your breath all the way into your belly. One more breath here. And then as we exhale, we're going to slide ourselves back towards a child.
So you might want to wriggle your knees a little wider if that feels good. And really allow those hips to draw towards your heels. You can leave those arms out in front of you. Rest your head here. Feel that breath slow, that lower back soften. Maybe sigh it out. And if your shoulders feel like they've done an awful lot so far, gently let those arms draw back and wrap them around the body. Rest a cheek and just notice how that feels a little different. Take a moment. And in this moment, you might honour your time. Set yourself an intention for your practice. Or just feel that beautiful flow of breath as your armour slowly melts away. And then super slowly slide those hands back out in front of you if they have been by your side. And like an animal peeling out of hibernation, gently draw yourself back to your hands and knees. And breathe. As you next inhale, let the belly drop, crown of the head rise up. And as you exhale, slowly draw your chin into your chest, arch the back, feel the space being created through the spine. This time as you inhale, come to neutral, but at the same time, rest your weight into your right knee and let your left leg extend out away from you. Feel the crown of the head reaching away from you. Feel that length through the body. Try and stay as soft through your outer layers, your core, your center being your strength hold. And if it feels good to, gently hover the right hand out in front of you as you float through, keeping your breath. Notice the tension, notice the tightness, and see if you can soften. For some of you, you might gently bend that left knee, swoop that right hand, take the foot. I want you to be curious, does that make it easier or harder? If it makes it easier, go back. Find that space that's going to do the work. Keep the breath, keep the energy, but release the kind of boundary tension. And then super slowly, gently place that left knee down. As you inhale, let that right arm reach up towards the sky. And as you exhale, swoop that right hand underneath your right shoulder. I feel like we've done this side. And as we inhale, gently draw ourselves back to center. We're going to place our right hand. It was our right hand that wanted to go down, not our left knee. That was it. Our left knee goes behind, left foot goes behind us, and the ball of our foot lands behind us. As we inhale, we lift our left arm up. There you go. That's where we are. Modified wild thing on this side. Really root into the ball of that left foot. Feel the left side opening. Maybe draw that left arm across your left ear. Feel that space. Projecting your hips forwards. So you're feeling that whole front body created. Breathing. And then slowly, super slowly and lightly, hovering that left knee. And you're going to place it down on the mat next to your right. And slide that left arm underneath the right armpit as you lower the left shoulder to the mat. Let the head drop. So we're twisted now. Once you're there and you feel like the body can soften, as you inhale, let the right arm reach up. This might be where you stay. Or you might slowly wrap that right arm around the back of your body, snuggling it into your left thigh as you feel that twist develop. Really drawing that right shoulder blade back round behind you as you breathe. Feeling that twist unravel for you. And then slowly as you inhale, let the right arm reach to the sky. And then take it out as far out in front of you as you can. As you unravel that left arm and you let your left arm join you, coming back to that poppy position as you let your heart sink back down. Notice how it feels different this time. As you feel that heart melt into the earth, you might rest your forehead, or you might be able to get your chin down. Feel your shoulder blades wrap round behind you, your tailbone drawing up. Breath deep. Heart melting, opening, the barriers being shed. The trust in your own strength drawing through. And then super slowly as you exhale, slide those hips back, find yourself in a child's pose. Forehead rested down, really take that energy in. Notice what comes up, that feeling of bubbling or humming energy that you've let go. And then slowly from here, as we inhale, we're going to peel ourselves up all the way to a high kneeling position, but in the slowest way you possibly can. Might take you a few breaths. As you come up, take your hands, wrap them around, place the palms on your lower back for a supported camel. Wrap your elbows together and let your head drop back as you draw your hips forwards. And take a couple of breaths there. If this feels okay and you want to drop your hands down to your heels, go for it. Keep projecting those hips forwards, keep wrapping those elbows around behind you, open that heart, really strong inhales, powerful inhales. Deep sighs. And then as you exhale this next time, taking and slowly letting your hips lower down to your heels, closing yourself back in to a child's pose. Take a few breaths here. And it's here we're going to flow for a few moments in our own space and time. So the inhale, maybe a few inhales are going to unpeel us all the way up to our own camel pose. That might be hands on our back, hands on our heels, supporting whatever feels good for us. Take a few powerful breaths there as we open those front boundaries. And then when we feel ready to take that inwards, we exhale ourselves, and like a plant sinking back into the air, we melt back down and take a couple of breaths, feeling into it, melting into it. And then when you feel ready, feel yourself unravel and open. Strong through the back, soft through the front. Feeling that strength from within, but the softness. Feel that power. And then slowly, when you feel ready, melt your way back down. It goes without saying, any pain in back. Don't push through pain, look after ourselves. If you always land and rest one cheek, make sure you swap your head over sides. Once more in your own time. Allowing yourself to grow, expand. Eyes closed, really feel your way through this. Feel that power rise with you and expand into you too. Breathe into that space. And this time stay there for one more breath than maybe you would normally. Make that your deepest breath. And then very slowly, hips back to heels. Sink your way all the way back down. As you rest your forehead and you allow your breath to travel all the way through you, take a moment to experience what you've shifted within, to feel into your body. And then super slowly, when you feel ready, gently walk the hands back out in front of you and let yourself rise back up onto your hands and knees. As you exhale, let your chin draw into your chest, arch your back. And as you inhale, root your weight into your left knee and let your right foot rise up. Take the knee out to the side, and with your breath, just draw a big circle with it, wrapping it underneath you. And then as you inhale, let it lift back once more. Exhale, turn it out, wrap it round, draw it underneath you. Maybe touch your forehead. Inhale, let it lift. And then this time, as you wrap the knee out to the side, you're going to hover the foot forwards. And as you do so, you're going to think about landing it to the outside of your right hand for a bit of a lizard. So as it comes forwards, it lands and you let those hips sink down with the exhale. As the inhale draws through, draw the hips back, feel that length. Maybe draw those toes back towards you too. And then as you exhale, hips forward, sink it down. Move with your breath. The inhale draws those hips back. Toes can lift, they can stay planted, whatever feels good, explore it. And the exhale travels it back down. And as you move and create space, you might dip your body, you might lift it. This is your practice, your freedom. Explore it for a moment. As you come forward this next time, find those hips down, and you might find that you can kind of shuffle that back leg a little further away. You might need to pop a cushion underneath it, and then lower down to your elbows if that's there for you. If it's not and you want to pop a book underneath your elbows, go for it. Or just find your deepest version of the lizard. Breathe deeply into this space of the pelvis. As you soften the shoulders, as you let the head hang down, and really get curious with what's still armouring up here. Where can you create more softness? Diving through the layers. Super slowly, when you feel ready, gently draw yourself back up onto your hands. This might be where you stay. Or if you wish to, you can keep your weight into your left hand and let your right arm raise to the sky as you twist this out a little. And if that feels good and you want to go further, bend that back knee and gently draw that foot towards the hands and take a moment to hang out here. You might not get there, you might get kind of where your hand is pointing back or your knee is slightly bent. Feel your hips dip down, your head drop back, feel that space. Breathe into that space. Soft heart, open front, strong roots. And then when you're ready, unravel it. Place your hands back down onto the floor. rooting that right foot. We're going to do a little funky twist. Tuck the back toes under, lift that back knee up, and then we're going to roll ourselves into a half squat. Doesn't matter if it's a bit clumpy. Right knee is bent, left leg straight, left toes are pointing up towards the sky. Hands can be permanently rooted down. Heel can be lifted. Find your version. Feel that length all the way through that inside left leg. Feel that right knee drawing back as much as you can. If you can release those hands and bring them to prayer, do go for it. Feel the hips drop, crown of the head lift, length. Soften your shoulders. You've been here now tonight. You know where the strength comes from, where the softness can be created. Now with your roots open, your heart connected, what can you feel? One more breath. And then super slowly place your hands. We're going to lift to a wide leg forward fold. Parallel your feet. You might have to have a little shuffle here. Feel the whole of the soles of the feet connected. Let your hands drop down. Take a moment, ignore what your hands are doing, and really draw the energy from your seat bones and let them tilt towards the sky as you feel your heart open and fold down. Now you might walk your hands a little further underneath you. If you've got an upside down practice like a headstand and this feels a good time, go for it. Or you might walk your hands out to touch the tops of your feet. If you do so, let those elbows fall away from you as you open your heart a little more. Keep rotating those seat bones as you draw your pubic bone more and more underneath you. Feel the breath fully into the belly, crown of the head drawing down. Breathe into this space. Again, where can you soften? You might have to shimmy or shuffle. You might kind of lift and lower. Again, this is your practice. Listen to the body, listen to the breath. And then super slowly, kind of slowly get yourself so you're about halfway out. Turn that left foot to face the back of the mat and walk yourself into that half squat on the other side. Right leg straight now, right toes pointing up, left knees bent, sinking in. Again, it might be different on this side, it's fine, take a moment, feel into it. Your hands might be rooted or you might be able to take that prayer. Notice any armoring up, any areas like neck, shoulders that grab, tension. Trust in your roots, trust in your internal strength and feel that external soften. That breath slow. And then gently and super slowly twisting yourself. So you're facing the back of your mat, or if you've shuffled around, but you're now in left leg forwards lizard. Lower that back knee, untuck the back toes, and as you exhale, let those hips sink. Inhale, draw your hips back. Feel that front leg lengthen, maybe draw the toes towards you. And as you exhale, sink it forwards. Moving slowly with your breath. feeling for all these final little spaces. And then as you come forward this next time and you feel yourself drop, you might be able to lower your elbows, sinking into that deeper lizard, shuffling that back leg back as far as you can, breathing, sighing maybe. Again, curious what grabs, what can release. Where can you sink deeper? One more full breath. And as you slowly peel yourself out, root your right hand in, and as you inhale, let your left arm lift as we twist it out. This might be where you stay. You might bend that back knee, take hold of that back foot. Feel that real front body. Breathe into that space. Head drops back, heart opens. One more full breath. And then as you come out of it, slowly releasing, place your hand down. Inhale, slide that left foot, let it peek up towards the sky. And then a big circle of that left knee, wrap it round, hug it underneath. Inhale, let it rise up. Exhale, wrap it round. And as you wrap it round, place the knee back down. You have a choice here. If you're loving child's pose tonight, gently draw your big toes together, let your knees gently part. You might want to pop a cushion or a bolster underneath your belly and come into a child's pose to finish. And if child's pose is kind of overdone now and you're ready to lie yourself down, you can either push through a brief squat and sit yourself down, or take a little twizzle, lie yourself down. Whatever feels good for you. If you've taken that child's pose and you want to pop a little blanket over your back, make yourself comfortable. If you've laid down, let your legs land in whatever position feels right to finish off. If you're in child's pose, focus on the belly and the breath and the softening of the heart. If you're laying down, place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And with each breath, focus on expansion and softness underneath the palms of those hands. As in whatever position you're in, you feel your back holding your strength. Strong back, soft front, wild heart. In the last few moments of this practice, let those words sink in. Strong back, soft front, wild heart.
Your strength comes from within. And when we tune into that strength, that power that we have within ourselves, we can fully allow ourselves to be open and soft with others. The armour can fall away and true connection can begin. Taking time to note how we respond to life, where we naturally draw our strength from when our armour shoots up, when we feel our inside all wibbly and not there for us, is a way that we can start to flick that switch and draw from our own inner power. And allow ourselves to live from our wild hearts. Being feminine doesn't have to mean being weak. Doesn't have to mean giving in. It doesn't have to mean that in order to stay soft, we lose our boundaries. By pulling on those thoughts of a strong back and a soft front, we can fix our boundaries and stay true to ourselves all in one moment. A balance. An ability to honour ourselves, but also to honour others too. To be whole. Take these last few moments to maybe say a little prayer, set any intentions. Just feel into that practice and those words. And then have a thought of gratitude. Something that you are completely grateful for today, in this moment, right now. Hold that gratitude and let it fall into your heart, spread through you as a feeling of love, topping every cell of your being up. And then super slowly, if you're in child's pose, gently allow the hands to peel away from you. If you're on your back, gently take a stretch. Wiggle your toes, feel your fingers. And in your own time, peel yourself up. Landing in whatever seated position feels comfortable for you, with your eyes closed and still in your breath, still in this energy that you've created. And as you next inhale, feel that energy grow through the spine once more. As you feel your power draw through you. And as you exhale, softening your front, softening your shoulders, and take a deep sigh. Once more like that. Just check in with how you now feel. Hands on our heart. As we go into this next cycle, may our hearts stay open and full. May our souls allow all that is coming to arrive safely and full of love, and may our mouths be used as vehicles of truth, integrity and deep peace. Make our creations travel, our new projects be ignited and our deepest prayers be heard. And may our hearts be held by this beautiful energy that's within each and every one of us. Growing with our strength from inside, enabling our softness to be on our outside, and allowing our wild hearts to sing. Thank you so much for joining me. Look after yourself, be kind to yourself. Namaste.